My name is Robert. I'm with KDS Comics. I'm one of the vendors at the Huntsville and Pop Culture Expo this February 24th and 25th at the Braun Center in Huntsville, Alabama. Let me show you a few of the things I've got for sale. First thing is I've got over 100 comics in what I call a bargain basement. Everything's less than $1, and for the show, everything's half price of whatever is marked on there. It's marked 50 cents, it's a quarter. So next I've got over 300 comics in $1 boxes. Comics are $1 a piece. They're if you buy 6, it's $5. If you buy 13, it's $10. I've got over 300 family-friendly comics, what I like to call them. We've got Mickey Mouse, we've got My Little Pony. My Little Pony at the show, they're 10 for $20 at the show for My Little Pony comics. This one here comes with its own toy. That's an annual, so it's a little bit more, but that's kind of cool to get the comic and the toy together. I've got lots of regular comics. Regular comics are all sorted alphabetically, starting with A, starting with Spider-Man's here at the beginning of the list here. I've got over 100 comics for the 5 artists that are going to be at the show that you can buy from me that are going to get signed. Let's start with some of the artists that are going to be at the show. The first one's going to be Mark Bagley. Mark did a lot of Justice League of America, Justice League Classified, did a lot, and he also did a lot, very famous for his Ultimate Spider-Man comics. John Beatty. John Beatty's famous for his Batman comics. Did lots and lots of Batman comics. I have one that's already signed. If you don't have time to stand in line, let me know. I do have one comic signed by John Beatty. He also did a number of Justice League comics back in the looks like the early 1980s. Let's see, Fabian. Some of his early work was on Spider-Man and Avenger comics, and he's also known for his X-Men comics. Joe Rubinstein did a little bit of everything. Joe Rubinstein also did a lot of X-Men comics, and he also did a number for DC, including this Super Team Family comic right here. Mike Zeck is going to be at the show. Mike Zeck is some of his early work in Captain America. He also did a long run of Masters of Kung Fu, lots and lots of Masters of Kung Fu comics I've got for sale, very nominal price, and here's a very nice, amazing Spider-Man comic. It's a bit of a premium, but it's a really nice book. You get those all signed at the show by the artist. Remember, it's going to be Mark Bagley, John Beatty, Fabian Nacia, Mike Zeck, and Joe Rubinstein are all going to be at the show. Let's go over a couple of I've got over 7 boxes of bronze, silver, and golden age comics. Here's one here, the Atom comic from the 1960s. He sits in the vault and waits for the robber to come by and rob the vault, and jumps out at him. That's kind of cool. It's a Devil Dinosaur comic from the 1970s. Some Jack Kirby art. Here's Justice League of America from the 1970s as well. Another Jack Kirby comic from the 1970s for Mr. Miracle. Nice Millie the Model comic we've got down here from the 1960s. Got several handfuls of Atlas comics, including this one here, the Phoenix, from the Odd Publishing Company from the 1970s. Got several horror comics, including this one, The Living Mummy. We've got some Wagon Train comics. I've got a number of TV-related comics, including Governor and J.J. and Land of the Giants. We've got some nice run of older Walt Disney Comics and Stories comics. All right. We've got some NASA memorabilia here. We've got a nice book on the moon trip. Here we got some more Disney comics. We've got some nice cups from the end of the space shuttle. We've also got some DVDs and some nominal value toys. The DVDs include Supernatural, first 6 seasons of Supernatural. They range from $10 to $20 in price, depending if they're new in the box and what season they are. Got 2 full seasons of Charmed and 2 full seasons of The Walking Dead. We've also got a nice Blu-ray DVD of The Fourth Kind here. We've got a number of other books. We've got some Bible books here from the 1970s. You want to teach your children some Bible lessons. These are a great teaching aids if you have a church that you need material for. I'm selling these for about $2 a piece. Very nice, nice Bible story books here. We've got a few graphic novels over here, including this one, Batman. There's a Black Mirror here. And what else I got? Some of the classic 1970s team up with Submariner and Dr. Doom. And then we've got lots of Disney stuff as well. We've got lots of Disney books. We really like to move some of these Disney books as well. We've got a couple of Funko Pops, not too many. That's not really our thing, but sometimes we pick them up along the way. It's a nice Vision and Agent Coulson over here. We're going to go to our wall. Up on the wall, I've got a few graded comics. Start here with Batman Eternal #1. It's graded 9.8. I'd like to get about $40 for that one. Got a My Little Pony comic, Dynamic Forces version of issue #2. It's graded 9.6. It's worth about $75. I'd like to get about $60 for that one. Walt Disney Comics and Stories comic from 1948. It's worth about $100. I'd like to get about $90 for that one. Got a nice Railroad comics from 1954. The Railroad Association printed these. They didn't have any cover on them, but they're quite unusual comics. Not terribly expensive, but if you like railroads, I've got 3 of those. I've got a nice Yogi Bear comic from 1960s here. It's still 10 cents. Shadow comic from 1970s, nice older Mickey Mouse comic, some romance comics, got a long run of Spider-Girl comics over here. Got a special on Spider-Girl. If you buy the whole thing, come see us on that one, starting with issue #0. And Joe Rubenstein did a page out of the Spider-Girl annual, so come see us about that one. If you like Thieves and Kings, we got a nice little selection of Thieves and Kings comics. We've got some DC Metalmen from the 1960s. Let's see where we're going over here. We're going to go top left over here. Got this puzzle. Disney, of course, from 1967, classic puzzle. Like you get about $15 for the puzzle with the frame, and the frame alone is $11 to $12. So come see us about that. If you want the puzzle alone, just by itself without the frame, we'd be willing to work a deal on that. We've got one other Disney puzzle, and we've got a Cadets puzzle from 1967 from the Hanna-Barbera TV show. A couple of toys. This is a rather unique My Little Pony over here. We've got early Morbius appearance here in the Adventure into Fear. Second appearance of Iron Fist. We've got a 1950s Superboy comic. Don't ask me what he's doing in there, but only Superboy knows. We've got an Invincible Iron Man comic over here where he's fighting the Mandarin. Second appearance of the Defenders in Marvel feature #2. Really nice comic there. Back in 1966, DC was putting out these comics where the comic would tie into the TV show from the 1960s. And in this one, Batman rather stay home and watch himself on TV rather than go out and fight crime. So that's just kind of an interesting little comic. Nice Superhero comic from 1970s. Nice early Daredevil comic. And no collection would be complete without a Captain Action comic. So that's it for us. That's it for me. My name is Robert. I'm with KDS Comics. Going to the Huntsville Comic and Pop Culture Expo, February 24th and 25th, 2018, at the Braun Center in Huntsville, Alabama. Hope to see you there.